Hi there, welcome to our role play episode for financial advisors. So, if you're a financial advisor and you want to transform how you connect with your clients, how you close the deals, and how you train to become a very good financial advisor, here's an episode where you could practice or listen to my practice to how I practice with a client. So if you're interested with this kinds of role play, we could actually help you. We have a program where you could practice with us. I could give you the link to the program. For now, this is for free. If you're interested to have a practice lesson with us on how you become a better financial advisor, I could help you out. Just let me know. So now this is for free. This is an interactive role play, a game changer to unlock your team's potential with amorelearning.org. My name is Oliver Villaverde. If you're interested with this, go sign up and go to amorelearning.org /role play. So that's amorelearning.org and go to the link on the right side of the page that says role play, or directly go to the link amorelearning.org /role play. And so we can help you become a better financial advisor. And without further ado, this is the role play for a financial advisor with his client. So for this one, for this scenario, we are going to build trust with a skeptical client, a skeptical customer. So, for example, you are Henry Wallach, a financial advisor meeting Peter Novak for the first time. You're in a cozy coffee shop aiming to build trust, explore Peter's financial goals, and set the foundation for a long term relationship. Highlight your unique approach and genuine interest without being pushy. Peter had negative experiences before, so patience and sincerity are key. Your goal is to leave him feeling comfortable and open to future meetings. So, again, you're meeting Peter Novak for the first time. You're in a coffee shop aiming to build trust. Explore Peter's financial goals. That's one. And set the foundation for a long term relationship. Highlight your unique approach and genuine interest without being pushy. So we will call Peter. We are now calling Peter Novak. We're dialing.
Hi, Hendrik. Yeah, thanks for meeting with me. So let me just jump right in. What exactly makes this meeting different from, the usual pitch I've heard before?
Okay, well, nice question. I want to know what your goals are, what your financial goals are.
All right, fair enough. Let me put it this way. I'm not even sure what my real goals are yet. I mean, I've got savings sitting around. I'm doing okay at work, but honestly, my finances feel disorganized. I guess I want clarity, some kind of structure. But I'm not looking for someone to just sell me something. I want to know how this process really helps and if it's worth my time.
Okay, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to help you. So you mentioned your finances are disorganized. Is that correct? You feel it's disorganized. I mean, your finances are disorganized. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got a few accounts here and there, some investments I made years ago, nothing huge, but it's all kind of scattered. And I'll be honest, I haven't really sat down and looked at the big picture in a long time. So yeah, it feels messy. And I don't know if I'm missing something important or if I'm fine as is.
All right, what do you want to accomplish in the future with your savings?
That's a good question. I guess I'm looking to make sure I'm not just letting it sit around, not working for me. I mean, eventually, I'd like to have a clearer plan, maybe for retirement or for something like helping my kids out down the road. But honestly, I haven't pinned down the exact targets. Right now, I want to feel like I've got everything under control before I start talking about bigger goals.
Okay. What does under control mean to you?
All right, fair question. I guess for me, under control means I know exactly where my money's going. I have a clear sense of what's growing, what's protected, and what's at risk. And I want to know that there's a plan, something I can follow, with steps, not just vague ideas. That's what's been missing for me in the past.
In the past, what have you done? You mentioned you have money here and there. What exactly have you done? Have you invested this or just saved the money? I want to know what you did with your money in the past.
All right, so in the past, I've kind of done a mix. I've got some money in a savings account, just sitting there, probably earning next to nothing. Then I've got a few older investments, some mutual funds I picked up through my bank. Honestly, I only half understood what I was getting into. And then a couple of random stocks I tried picking ages ago. Haven't really tracked them closely. So, there's no real coordinated plan behind any of it.
Okay, that's mostly the problem with us. Not just you, me as well, before I even went into financial consultation. We need to have financial goals, as you know. So we will take it one step at a time.
All right, I hear you. One step at a time sounds reasonable. But I'm curious, how do you usually figure out what's actually achievable for someone like me?
Okay, how much do you usually save up every month?
Well, it's not always the same each month. But roughly, I'd say I manage to put aside maybe 15, 20% of my take home pay, depending on what's going on. But I'm not sure if that's actually enough, or if I'm putting it in the right places.
Yes. Now, putting it in the right places would mean a wide range of things. It could be savings, it could be for your retirement, it could be for your kids. What is your main goal? I mean, we have a lot on our plate right now, but let's start with the first step. What do you want to accomplish first?
Honestly, the first thing I want to tackle is getting a clear picture of what I've got and where it's going. Before I jump into retirement or college funds or anything else, I need to know if I'm even on track or totally off course.
Okay. What is on track for you? I mean, what is your definition of on track?
Good question. For me, on track means I'm not leaving money on the table and I've got a solid balance. It means I'm saving enough for the future, not just piling too much into short term cash. And I'm not taking on risks I don't understand. In short, it's knowing my money's working towards something, not just sitting in limbo.
All right. Now that I have a clear picture of what you want, of course, you want everything, just like anyone else, right? But what we need to do is to put your money where it is growing, right? Now, how much growth would you like to have? I mean, how much growth is a good ideal growth for you?
That's the thing. I'm not chasing sky high returns. I'd rather have steady, realistic growth that keeps pace with inflation and maybe a bit beyond. Something in the range of 5 to 7% annually would feel solid, as long as I know the risks and it's not all over the place.
Okay. Now that we're clear with that, I could start you out with our basic plan. It gets you roughly around that amount of percentage. But again, as you know, the market changes. But what I can do is educate you first on what our products are, and this you decide if you would like to go ahead with it. How does that sound to you?
All right, I hear you. But see, that's exactly the kind of thing I've run into before. Jumping into
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Jumping into.
jumping into products right away. That's what's made me hesitant in the past. I'm more interested in how you get to know my situation before we even talk about plans or products. That's what I'm looking for here.
I totally agree. Okay, let's put that aside first. So you mentioned you have like 10%, 20% savings every month. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's about right. It varies, but roughly in that range, usually closer to 15%. The thing is, I don't know if that's the right amount for what I want long term.
Now, that kind of money could be spent on investments. So you could go grow your portfolio, or you could save it up. But the thing with savings is that it doesn't grow you 5 to 7% a year.
Exactly. And that's part of what I'm trying to get clear on. I don't want too much just sitting there not growing, but I also don't want to risk it all without knowing what I'm doing. So, how do we figure out that balance before we even talk products?
Well, if you're comfortable with saving half of that 15%, are you comfortable with that?
Hmm, saving half of that 15%? Yeah, that could be doable, but it really depends on what the other half would be doing. I'm open to hearing more if it's going to help me get a clearer strategy overall.
Well, as you know, I don't want to present our products just now, just because you're asking for it. But as you know, that money, that 7% could grow over time. It will not grow just in 1 year. It will grow compoundedly if you invest it with blue chips. I mean, if that's not, I don't want to talk about the product, but if you invest it right, that 7%, that amount will grow exponentially over the years. Is that what you want?
Look, I get the idea of growth over time. And yeah, compounding sounds good. But it's not just about numbers for me. I need to trust how we get there. So before we dive into where it goes, I really want to understand how you're guiding me, step by step, without pressure. That's what's going to make the difference for me.
Okay, the best thing I guess would be to get all the information that I need to explain this for you step by step. All right. And so I could explain to you our goals. If that fits you, you could go with us. If it doesn't fit you, at least we tried, right? Will that work?
All right, I can get on board with that. Let's see how you break it down. If it really is step by step and no pressure, then yeah, that could work.
Okay. So let me just make this clear. Your savings, say for example, every month is roughly 15%, and your financial goal is to have half of that saved up and half of it on investments. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right as a starting point. I'm
Okay.
open.
Sorry, go ahead. You're open with.
I'm open with that idea. as long as we're figuring out that balance based on my situation, not just a one size fits all approach. That's what matters to me.
Okay, we'll work on that. I'll just need to gather all the information that I need, and we'll set up another appointment if that's okay with you.
All right, that sounds reasonable. Let's see how that next step goes, and we'll take it from there.
All right, Peter. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Henrik. Talk soon.
Wow. I don't know what to say with the step by step plan. Let's see what my feedback is. How well did Peter Novak's respond? Very good. How was the audio quality? Very good. How have you been? Have you been heard well? Of course, of course. Let's continue with the feedback. All right, I guess the feedback is taking some time. So my score is 25 over 100 points gained stars from this conversation. Let's see. Now, what your evaluation was based on. You did not create a welcoming opening, all right, or explain how you learned about Peter, despite a scenario indicating a friend's recommendation. You jumped directly into asking about financial goals without any introduction, relationship building, or agenda setting. There was no acknowledgement of Peter's time or meeting structure. The conversation started with, okay, well, nice question. I want to know what your goals are in response to Peter's question, missing the opportunity to establish rapport. I admit that. Yes. Start with a warm greeting and relationship building. For example, Peter, thanks so much for taking the time to meet today. I really appreciate that your friend Martin recommended we connect. It means a lot when someone trusts me enough to refer people they care about. Before we dive in, I want to respect your time, so let's make an outline how I'd like to structure our conversation today. I thought we could spend some time getting to know each other. I'll share a bit about how I work, and then we can explore whether it makes sense to continue. Does that sound okay? This approach creates comfort, shows respect, and sets clear expectations. Now, what your evaluation was based on. You did not explain your working philosophy, approach, or how you're different from advisors who burned Peter before. When Peter explicitly asked what exactly makes this meeting different from the usual pitch, she responded, I want to know what your goals are instead of addressing his concern. You mentioned I'm not here to sell you anything briefly, but never elaborated on your process, values, or how you work with clients. Near the end, you said, I'll just need to gather all the information, but this was vague and didn't paint a picture of your collaborative approach. What can be done better next time? When Peter asked what makes this different, seize the opportunity. Great question. Peter, I completely understand your hesitation. Many people have had pushy experiences here. Here's how I work differently. I never recommend anything until truly understood. I truly understand your complete picture. My process starts with listening and learning about you, your goals and concerns. Only then do we explore whether my services even make sense for you. are in control the entire time and there's no pressure. My success comes from long-term relationships, not quick sales. Does that approach resonate with you? This directly addresses his concern and establishes your values. All right. And why this score? You did not clearly present how your work functions or what makes it different from other advisors. Peter explicitly asked early on what exactly makes this meeting different from the usual pitch I've heard before. You responded by immediately asking about his goals without addressing his concern throughout the conversation. You never explained your process, philosophy, or what makes your approach unique compared to his negative past experiences. You mentioned, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to help you, but this wasn't developed in a clear differentiation. What can be done better? When Peter asked what makes this meeting different, you could have said, great question. My approach is different in three ways. First, I spend time understanding your complete situation before discussing any solution. Second, I focus on education. You'll understand every recommendation. Third, I work on retainer fee based structure. I'm not pushing products for commissions. Today is purely about getting to know you. You should emphasize the value of long term partnership. I see financial planning as a multi year relationship where we adopt as your life changes, not as one time transactions. Avoid mentioning products, basic plan, blue chips during the first meeting. Focus entirely on process and relationship building. Yes, of course. Why the score? You successfully secured agreement to continue. Near the end, you stated, I'll just need to gather all the information that I need and we'll set you up I'll set up another appointment if that's okay with you. Peter responded positively. All right, that sounds reasonable. Let's see how that next step goes and we'll take it from there. You also attempted to summarize our conversation by confirming a savings rate and potential 50-50 split between savings and investment. Your savings, say, for example, every month is roughly 15%, and your financial goal is to have half of that saved up and half of it on investments. Is that correct? Peter agreed, showing he felt heard. The conversation ended on a positive note with mutual thanks and commitment to reconnect. All right, it's very comprehensive. Well, I have no training for this. Usually, you'll have training for financial consultations like this, but I am not a financial consultant. I just tried this. So, if you are a financial consultant and you would like to improve on how you could make appointments like this, I guess this is very good, especially the three-step process where you don't sell right away, you educate the customer, you ask questions about what's happening to the customer, okay? And you help the customer, of course. So if you like this kind of training for you or for your people who are financial advisors, I guess this would be a very good role play for them. This is not just for financial advisors. We have a lot of use cases for this. That means you could use it for salespeople, managers, HR managers, customer service, tech support, sales, salespeople, and a lot more. So this is very interactive. So if this is what you need and this is what you want for your team, let me know. And so we could help you out here at amorelearning.org. My name is Oliver Villaverde. If you're interested with this, you could send me an email at amorelearning.org at gmail.com. Again, that is amorelearning.org at gmail.com. Send me a message if you're interested with this. Thank you so much.